Hello everyone, I'm Stephanie. Welcome to this reformer class, which is going to be mainly basics and intro repertoire with a little bit of progressive thrown in. We are going to be using a good old dowel or stick, whatever you'd like to call it, pole, stick, dowel, any of the above. And we are going to focus a lot on the scapulae and the wrist and how they work together and how they help us push and engage into our core, making our exercises a little bit deeper. So in order to better show you that visually, I'm going to work without my beautiful Pilates Wizard t-shirt on. So if you'll excuse me just for a moment, I will take it off. And I will join you on the reformer. Please bring your dowel. Spring-wise, put on the springs that you would like to use for leg and footwork. So perhaps 3 red springs as a starting point. Now, once you have your dowel, once you have your springs, we are going to start seated. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit up in the prop, you can drape your legs to the floor, or you can sit cross-legged like I am here. Shimmy around, find the 2 sits bones, the ischial tuberosities, and just try and find a nice balanced point between the right and the left. Finding our long spine. Imagining here that you had a wall behind you and you were just gently printing the back of the waistband, the back of the ribs, the back of the head, all into that wall. So that is our printing concept that we use in our foundations. Once you have that, grip your dowel, including with your thumb. Bring it out. We're going to do our breathing straight away with the dowel. So we're already very active here through our shoulders and our entire scapula shoulder complex. So finding that long line, take a full breath in through the nose and equally long exhale through the mouth. Doing that again, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4. As you breathe in, filling up the sides and backs of the rib cage. And as you breathe out, there's that gentle sense of the front ribs knitting together as you're buttoning up a snug waistcoat. So we're keeping all of that going on, and as we tension the dowel. Do one more. In. And just pop the arms down for a moment. Slightly nod the chin. Move your head around. Just check that all feels nice and movable. We're going to come back up, refining that into line. Send the shoulder blades apart. Push the dowel forward. Your shoulder blades are actually going to come away from each other around the side of the ribs. And then pinch the shoulder blades together as much as you can. We are going through protraction, shoulder blades apart. Retraction, shoulder blades together. Now, elbows staying straight this whole time. Just moving in that upper back or upper thoracic. Remember that your mid-lower back is still printed into the imaginary wall behind you. Do one more. Really warming up that shoulder blade movement. Find a happy medium, sweet spot between the protraction and the retraction. Take a breath in. Exhale, continuing to grip the pole, sending it wide. Just find an overhead, just to the point where you're still printing. We want to avoid kind of hopping forward through the ribs or overextending the lumbar, just where we have our print. and back, all the way down to the knees now with the dowel, and back up. Exhale up, inhale, exhale up, inhale. Just finding our overhead arm position, which we will use later as we get into our repertoire. Reset. Let's think pelvic curl now. So we need pelvic curl from a seated position. So lift up tall. And then on the exhale, feeling the tailbone just rolling forward, just coming forward from underneath you. It's very small. And back. Very baby. Pelvic curl. Lifting up through both sides of the waist. You might even feel your two sit bones just gently drawn towards each other as they move forward. Right now, we're going to carry that pelvic curl into a cat stretch. So curl, stretch around the whole spine. Thinking of our protraction, push the belly forward. So you're actively protracting here. Reset, find overhead. Let's do a little bit of a lift, which you can think of as your basic back extension from foundation. Little lift. Coming back. Cat. Pelvic curl into thoracic flexion as well. Full spinal flexion back. Up. Overhead. Little bit of extension and lots of lift up through the waist. One more. Rolling back. Press the dowel. Reverse. Come up. Push the dowel up as you open the chest. Oh, feels good. Big breath. Coming down. Good. All right, now, just to change the grip, come this way, supinated grip, palms up. We're going to pull the dowel into the chest. And it's just a little feedback here to find our twist. So often we do our spine twist supine in our warm-up. Moving our legs. Today, we are doing seated twist. Good. And just check, we're still gripping the dowel, gently pulling it right to left, finding a little bit more width across the chest. Come back, send the arms out. We're still in that supinated grip. Rotate. Come back. Exhale. Come back. Exhale. Now, putting that together with our overhead, I'm going to go back to the pronated grip. Palms down. Rotate. Raise up. So we're on that rotational line, adding in the overhead, bring it back, around. More round. And you get a little bit more overhead without losing or printing that we've already created. So that lower back, knee back, staying long, staying in its alignment as we go through. Good. All right. Let's give that position a little bit of a rest. Now we're going to come into our quadruped. I'm going to just flip around and do it here, just for the moment. And that same scapular protraction and retraction that we did seated, we're going to do here. Difference now, though, is our hands are pushing against our reformer. So we are in more of a closed chain position. We're still going to look for straight elbows as we go. So we do our protraction, shoulder blades come apart. You will slightly flex through the upper back, through that thoracic. Retraction. Protraction, pushing up. Energy under the armpits. You've got the grapefruits under your armpits there. Retraction. Protraction. Retraction. Now just watch that this doesn't happen. that we kind of dump into that lower back. Remember our printing. 2 more. We will be coming back to this with our reverse knee stretches. This is training us how to push, how to work into our plank positions, how to distribute the work between our wrists, arms, shoulder, back, core. Right, have a little roll. Adding in one other little thing here for our scapula wrist class, which is some of our wrist flexion raises. Now, this is actually going to do some strengthening work for our fingers and wrists. So your wrist muscles run down from here, they become tendons into your fingers. So we're going to spend a little bit of time trying to open up those tendons and make them a little bit more resilient. We're spreading the fingers. Now, this gets heavy, so the more forward you are, the heavier this will be. If you want to make this a bit lighter, sit back. Okay, spread your fingers. Try and feel all the finger pads on the carriage or on your surface. Straighten your elbows. All right, keeping that, we're going to now raise the palm and the thumb, pressing through the other 4 fingers, and then lower back down. Now, you may barely get off the ground with this. You may barely get off the ground. Keep going. I'm going to give you a close-up of this. We'll just slightly move the camera just for this one here so you can see what I'm doing better. There's my spread fingers. You're going to come up, trying to keep weight on all 4, especially the little index finger, that second finger, lower down. Up. The thumb just floats. Up, down. Okay, it is heavy. It is heavy, making it as smooth as possible. As a little bit of jerkiness as you can, even right to left. Okay, now remember, to make it lighter, sit back. Okay, so that is lighter. To make it heavier, come forward, more weight over the moving joints. Okay. Big breaths, up for 2, down for 2. Okay, the 4 fingers are staying flat on the floor. That is one of the tricky bits about this. The palm and the thumb come off the floor. 3 more. The thumb stays off the whole time. And this will take some practice, so you might want to do a few now and then play around with it at other times. Ooh, okay, sit back, shake out your hands, shake out your hands. We're gonna come back on the reformer and get into our footwork. Before we do that, just do one last thing for me. Just a really nice way to get all of this warm. Stretch your hands. This is what I call jazz hands. If you hear me talk about it in the class, jazz hand, fist pump. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Okay, now let's get into our footwork position. Bring your dowel with you. We're going to go heels on the bar, and we're back to our grip in the dowel. The first grip we did, okay, just wrapping around. Heels roughly in line with those sit bones, just finding your happy ponytails a little bit bouncy. All right, grip the seat. Reach the spine. Touch points again. Back of pelvis, back of ribs, back of head. Take a breath in. Exhale, press out. Inhale, pull the carriage back in. So we're starting to get our lower limbs moving now. We've been focusing a lot on that scapula, wrist, arm. But now let's integrate hip, knee, ankle as well. Going out. Controlling back in. Now the reason that we're still gripping the stick is that we're also connecting up all that scapula and upper back work into this lower limb movement. So we've got everything working, full body movement here. One more. Come on in. Come down to the toes. And let's have a little change. Rest the arms for this one. Keep gently pulling on that towel. Pressing out, all toes pressing on the bar, and in, and out. Now, if you ever haven't just felt all the fingertips pressing into the floor, kind of what we want here with our toes as well. Feel all the toes, including that pinky toe and thumb. Thumb, what am I saying? Big toe. I'm still thinking hands, aren't I? Big toe to pinky. Pressing into the foot bar. Pull back. Let's do 2. Out. And nice long breaths. Out. And in. And while we're here, on our toes, just look for a few ankle raises. 8, 7, keep checking in with those toes. 6, as in 5, can you feel them on the foot bar? 4, 3, 2, one more. 1, all the way in. All right, we're going to go knee. We're going to go back to our supinated grip. So supinated grip, your palms will face you. Re-straighten the elbows. Heels squeezing together. Knees are about hip distance out. And out. And out. And out. And very well. Trying to get to that full straight knee without losing that heel connection. 2, 1 more. And 1. Slowly bring the carriage in. Let's go heels wide. Now, just for a little bit of fun. As we press the heels out, we're going to twist. So I'm starting to get into a little bit of rotation in the shoulder here, and then twist the other way. Now, how much you twist is going to depend on how much you can keep your grip. So can you actively grip all the fingers and the thumb around the bar? Just go as far as you can do that with your straight wrist, straight out. Okay, because it will be tempting to lose the grip. And good. Now, might feel different stretch each way. This is a stretch through all fascia, running down into your forearms and back up into your shoulders, and then cross to the opposite rib and hip. Okay, halfway out, hold the stretch pulse. We'll just do a big round. 10, 9, you check the elbows are straight. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come out, turn, keeping that same grip. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It's really pulsing here to distract us from the stretch. 3 through the wrist. 2, 1. Good work. In. Ah, very good. Let that go. All right. Now let's give the dowel a quick break. We're going to come back into our V. Okay. And we're going to just do a few of our big tilt into our bridges here. You can just press down on the dowel. I'm not going to go anywhere just for this first round. Take a breath in. Tuck the tailbone. Curl up. We're going to try to keep the carriage in. Ooh. Roll down. Oh, that's strong. Now, we're in a very short position here for our hamstrings. So they might really fire up, which is not a bad thing. That's good. But if you feel like it's a little too much, push the carriage out, hold it there, and then go again. So work with a little bit longer hamstring range. And also, trying to do that sit bone connection. So really trying to get into the glutes a little bit more as well. So sometimes I have to actively think of drawing those sit bones together and squeezing them, bringing that into balance with all that hamstring. Okay. Oh. Let's do one more, just wherever your carriage is. Keep it there, all the way in, really tighter. I have pushed out, so a little bit lighter. And down. Actually, let's do one. We've done three. Let's do a fourth one. And in for a moment. A few little twists. Now, you might be wondering why I'm doing this in the V shape. V shape is putting us in a little bit more of our hip lateral rotation. And sometimes that can help us open up the front of the hip, that hip flexor area a little bit. So I thought that's why we try it that way today. All right, we're gonna go back into our grip. Now, either all the way in or press slightly out. We're gonna add the carriage movement. So from wherever you are, curl up. There you go. Keeping that feeling of the tailbone reaching to the back of the knees the whole time. Press down, hold the carriage in. Now we've kept our leg springs on here, so we're working enough support probably that maybe we could keep going for the whole class. No, just the lighter we would go with this, the more work the hamstrings would have to do to pull the carriage back. So with this moderate springs, I'm just looking for us to be able to move in and out continuously, actively trying to keep that sensation of the pelvic tilt. So sending the sit bones to the back of the knees, bringing the carriage in as close to the stopper as you can. Now, I'm coming in pretty close, not all the way in. I actually don't have a stopper in, so that means that the carriage will have a long distance to travel back or more. Doing my best. 4, 3, 2, let's do one more, and 1. And then roll. All right, good work. Let your legs just come over there for a moment. Shake it. Pop the stick down, the down down. Heels back on, and think of your supine twist here. You're welcome to follow your shoulder blocks. We're going to go one way, pull across the other way. Just back and rolling the weight across the back. Okay, let's come up for a moment. Going to make just a little bit of a spring change for our hands and straps. So maybe let's say 1.5. You can go down 1.25, a little bit lighter, or slightly heavier, adding an extra quarter or half spring. And all right. Here. All right. Once you have your loops, come on back down. Hands into the loops. And now we're going to try something, bringing back a little bit of our foundations for a moment. Put a little bit of tension into those loops until the carriage is still. You have the sensation of the top of your arm just sinking into the back of the shoulder. We also have that really active activity under our armpits. Right? Core work is on. Pull down just a tiny bit. All right, we're going to hold that isometric hold. We're going to go into some of our single leg lift. So bring up one leg. Now, ideally, the carriage is not going to move here. Even when we now bring up the second. And we're in our tabletop position that we often do for our hands and straps. Bring the first leg down. Keep the carriage still. Bring the second leg down. Let's do it again. Start on the other leg. One up. The other up. One down. The other down. Good. Let's pull the arms down a few more centimeters. Just play with our shoulder position. Rotate so your thumbs are up now. So you've just changed your shoulder angle slightly. We're going to come back up one and the other. Hold. Think single leg stretch like that. Out and back. Keeping the carriage loose. All right, so all that scapular work that we set up in the warm-up, finding that position in the protraction and the retraction, that happy sweet spot, and thinking about maintaining that, actively maintaining that through all of this. 2 more sets. Stay up in that. We're going to come out. Find like a T shape. Then rotate now the palm to face the foot bar. All right. Think double leg stretch. Maybe not too low. Don't want to lose our beautiful pointed spine. From doing all of this, we really challenge our shoulder and scapular positioning through our hands and straps. It is endurance work into the back, to the mid-back especially, as well as all of our 2, 1. Arms up, release. Let's bring the feet down. Okay, let's reset, coming into a little bit of hundreds prep. So tension the straps again. Now standard, we often have the palms facing the foot bar. You can also try palms facing each other. So you can bring your shoulders into a more neutral grip if you like. Whatever you do, stay steady. Bring the legs back up. Okay. And just start with the arms here. Pull the arms down, pull the arms up, or palms this way. We'll stand. When you feel ready, you've got that pull, you've got that reach through the fingertips, add your chest lift. Reach. So it's that same feeling when we reached the dowel forward in the warm-up to do the protraction. We're just adding a flexion there. Reach through, reach. Perfect. Let's do 3. Without a light, add the legs, feel free. So you come out and reach, coming out to a more full hundreds position, that double leg stretch that we just practiced. Yeah. All right. Should we do it? Hundreds. Here it is. If you prefer just to hold and not pulse, that's fine. This is your pulsing, breathing in. Breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. Out. 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Now, really pulling hard to minimize the movement on the carriage. I can feel even myself. My carriage is joggling around a little bit. So keep going. But I need to pull and reach up into those straps a little bit more to keep the tension, to keep minimizing the movement. I think we're up to 8. Ooh, out. 9. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5. How is that? Such a killer. Wow. Okay, we are going to move into our feet in straps, legs in straps. Now, 1.5 screens. kind of a standard spring. You can again go up a little bit higher. Red, blue, yellow, 1 3/4, or potentially up to 2. Now I'm on 1.5, so I'm going to stay there. Getting into our straps, push out. I've got my long loop now, so I'm going to use that. Tension one foot, tension the other foot. And can we come straight into our frog, our little frog position? We've actually been here before in our footwork and our reach. So we're just going to continue on with that. Squeeze the heels, knees, hip distance. Exhale, lengthen out, squeezing the heels, coming back. So we're looking to find that straight knee, but we also want to keep that connection all the way up through the center line of the body. So keep squeezing the heels, actively squeezing, squeeze, 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 and back. 4. I'm going to go to about 8 repetitions today. This one. Now, tailbone is heavy. Our touch points again, the back of the hips, back of the waistband, back of the ribs, back of the head. Nice and long, nice and connected to the carriage. All right, coming out. Good, now stay here for me. We're going to a low V position. So we're going to go from a low V now, straight knees, upwards towards a high V. And then hold. Open. Hold down. Open it. Hold down. Now you might even want to check. Sometimes I find it can be nice to just pop my hands under my lumbar spine, under the waistband, and just feel that kind of heaviness, feel that connection into the carriage. This isn't moving. This is all our bridge. It's just the legs via the hip joint. One more. Okay, staying here. We'll start our circles from here. We go up, separate the legs, and around. And around. So the range of the circle is basically where you can control the rest of the body. So if the circle means that you're starting to have to rock and roll through the pelvis or the lumbar spine, it might be a little bit too big. If your bum is starting to peel up, also might be a little bit too big. These are, again, just pure hip movement. We are in the V shape, which means we're in a lateral rotation, allowing us to make a little bit bigger circle than we probably could in our parallel. All right, let's reverse the circle. Down, out, and around. Just taking some long breaths. We're about to get back into all of our scapular work, so enjoy this. Enjoy this hip interlude. Although hips are coming back too. Love our legs and straps. It's definitely one of the most favorite exercises at my studio amongst all the clients. One more. All right, let's bring ourselves out of the straps. One foot out, placing it somewhere steady, the second leg up. Whew. All right, hope you're feeling pretty good so far. Bring yourself back up. And let's pop on a blue spring. Okay, so I don't want this too heavy. We're going to be working our reverse knee stretch. So it's going to involve all that pressing that we started before with the dowel. Once you've got your blue spring, come around. We're going to have knees on our foot bar, hands roughly under the shoulders. So essentially we're back to our quadruped. Let's really make sure we're in a good quadruped by doing this. Drop, collapse, and then press up. All right, there it is. Before we do this, let's do a cat stretch again. So roll the tailbone, round up. I always like to add extra bits of mobility in between exercises, especially if you've been in one position for a while. Now my cue here with cat stretch is to really press up. There's our protraction as we flex the spine. And then even as we come into our extension, keep pushing up, push up away from the hands. Send your chest through the frame of your arms. Going again, round up. Reverse, pressing. Okay, now let's find a happy medium. We're going to do a sort of straight back, reverse knee stretch. I'm going to bring the hands slightly forward, right? And now keeping that press, so isometric press, you're going to pull the knees forward, it's hip flexion, and back. Eye line is somewhere forward, towards the edge of your reformer. That's 5. Let's get to 10. Now, if you're starting to drop your bum back or create any change in the spine position, it's a little bit too much. So you might need to just decrease the range of the hip flexion. Let's do one more. Okay, give it a little hold. Continue to press up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Okay, quick stretch back. Just now, coming up, let's do a little bit of mobility again. Press up in one hand, other arm is going to open out. We're going to create a little twist and then reach under. Ready. Just reach over the needles. 1, 2, 1 more, 3. Stay here. Now, remember, jazz hand, fist pump. Sorry, I've gone a little out of the camera, but can you fist pump and jazz hand that top hand as you're in that twist? 5, 4, 3, 2. Just keep moving the hand. 1, hold. Shift the weight back over the hips. Now shift it forward. Push up. Push, push, push. Shift back. Shift forward. Shift back. Shift forward. 3, 2 more. 4, 1 more. 5. Okay, come on for a moment. Release. Roll. Let it go. We're going to do that the other way. So again, this is a lot of pushing at once. Can be for us or for our clients. So the more we can push and not just use our wrist, but connect it all the way into the scapula, the easier it gets. We'll be able to spend more time on our wrists as we get more accustomed to really integrating everything. Okay, let's do the other side on both sides, pressing. And then one arm up, twist. And twist away from me there for a moment. And then reach under. Oh, sorry, just crazy cramp there in the back of my leg. Oh, you see me doing some funny things there, that left foot leg. It's not part of the choreography. Might just do one more there. Come back out, and remember, fist pump, jazz hand on the second side. Oh, just quick movements, just move it around. 3, 2, 1, hold it, press open more through that rotation, and then hinge back, hinge forward, hinge back, hinge forward. 3, 2, 1 more, and 1. Come back. And down. Good. Okay, now we're going to go back. We're going to do that knee stretch reverse again. But before we push more, I'm going to put in a tiny pull interlude. And it's going to be very light. We're going to do some chest expansion. So you can take your small glutes. You can just be in your low kneel, or you can be up in your high kneel. Okay. Now, in chest expansion, we're going to go into our slight retractions. Draw the shoulder blades together, pull back. You're only on that blue spring. So that might feel a little bit light. Go again. Pull back. Let's do that 2 more times. And we'll check in with how our neck is doing. Pull back. And forward. Pull back. Okay, next one. Hold. Turn your head one way. Breathing through that. Other way. Return. Let's do that again. Start with the other direction. Pull back. Look. Breathing through that look each side. Return. Good. All right, now one more time. Eyes forward. Pull back. Hold. Just do some little pulses. 10, 9. Body line nice and strong. So hips are very square. We're lifting up through our axis the whole time. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, slowly come back. Sit down. All right, that was our little break. Going back to our reverse knee stretch. This time we do it one-sided. We're still going to stay on our blue spring. I'm going to take one arm out, one leg out, bring it up to the best we can, squaring off, pushing up. All right, now the knee that's still attached to the shoulder block pulls in. 8, 7, just do 8 good ones. 6. So the only thing moving, 5, is that one thigh bone, forward and back. 4, 3, hip flexion, one side, unilateral. 3, 2, hold the last one, hold 1, and then just for a little variation, down, up. 8 with the other leg. 7, 6, now more of an emphasis of hip extensions. The heavy work is pulling the leg back up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, release, bring that knee in. Very quick, sit back, and then go straight to the other side. Reset. You might need to do a few of our little scapular movements there to help you reset. We're back to our press up, other leg out. Okay, 8 hip flexions. 1, 2, 3. Really hard to stay even right to left on this one. So if we can just keep thinking of that cue of pressing up through the full palm of the hand, into the armpits, across the shoulder blades. 7, 8, hold. Okay, last bit, down, up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And in, and again, release. Ooh. All right, very nice. Now, we're going to get up. We're going to go into a little bit of our scooter. So we are going into another version of our knee stretches. Now, I'm going to say we're going to go one spring for this one. Because I'm on a high reformer, I am going to use a box just to lift myself up, and I need a sticky mat as well. Okay, now I know we've just done the single leg reverse knee stretch. I'm just hitting a little bit of extra unilateral because we didn't do it in our footwork, so I thought we might do it a bit more here. And I still want to work our push, not quite as heavy now, but a push nonetheless. So we're going to come up. We're going to find our knee stretch, and we are going to go into our round back knee stretch. So weight back, back foot firmly on that shoulder block, toes down. We'll start with the hands on the bar to help us find that push. Push. Round the spine. We just our cat stretch already. Put as your cat stretch. Sit low. Now, if you prefer hands somewhere else, that's fine. Just one hand on the bar, or 2, or none. Up to you. We're going to go 2. And let's just do 8 knee stretches. 1, and in. 2, and in. 3. On this moderate spring, it's going to be a lot of work on the standing leg, more than the pushing leg potentially. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull in. All right, we're still in that round back, but now we're going to change it. We're going to go straight back. So lengthen the spine out. And go 8 more. 1, in, 2, in. I'm going to start to move my hand. 3, 4, behind my back. 5, 6, 7. Okay, 1 more. 8. All right, press everything back a little more. So we can lunge now. I'm going to rotate. And now I'm going to even add that arm again. So I'm bringing back what we've already done today, a lot of rotation. And guess what? Some more fist pumps. Pump, 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 pump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now from here, let's go to a round back. Thread your needle. We've done that before. Doing it again. Open out. Thread. Open out. Thread. So we get to our round back and our straight back. Round back and our straight back. 1 more. Round back and our straight back. Good. All the way in. Down. Okay, now if we do the other side, when we come up, we do 1 round of our up stretch. 2. So red spring should be okay. You can add on another quarter spring or half spring if you like. Come on up on those tiptoes. Pressing up, finding that long spine. Now here is a clear example of our push. This is what we've been building up to. That feeling of the protraction of sending the shoulder blades away. Let's do just 5 up stretch 1. Just push the legs out slightly. Pull in. Out. Pull in. Using your exhale. Pull. Now what's really going to keep this working is that press. Press up. And up. Yeah. Let's take it now down to our pike to plank. Up, down, and up, down, up, 1 more, down, and up. Come on, oh, how are we feeling? Let's finish our knee stretch. Scooter. That's our 1-legged knee stretch. I'm going to take this with me. Down the here. Let's just do that. Reset yourself up. Please make sure you're not going to slip. If you can, if you're on a box like myself. All right. All right. So let's find that round back. Hands here, or 1 hand behind the back. Weight is pressed back. 8. We just did 8 in that round back. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Coming in. All right, now straight back. 8. 7. Start to move the hand away. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. All right, bringing in our rotation here. Keep pressing through that back foot. We're going to twist. And we're going to add the arm. Oh, this one's just this quick ones. In and out, in and out, in and out. All right, hold. There's 1 twist, and here's our thread. Bringing the carriage in, back to round back. Long spine twist. Round back. Long spine twist. Round back. Long spine twist. Two more. One more. And coming in. Good. Okay, now we are going to go into some of our rhomboid openings. You can do them seated like we would do in our basics. But you can also go into a high kneel. So we're going to be repeating our chest expansion. We already did it once, but I'm going to do it again slightly differently. So we did blue before, and stick with that. Or maybe a little bit heavier. Whatever you did your chest expansion with before, let's go with that. All right, I'm going to take small loops. You can use long loops to make this a little bit lighter. All right, so rhomboid openings. Just going to stay in the low kneel for the moment. All right, now with these rhomboid openings, we're going back into that feeling of pull. We've done a lot of pushing through reverse knee stretch, scooters, up stretch. So now we're doing a little bit of pulling. What I like to call pulling. It is a little bit of a retraction bias. Let's do 4 more. I'm going to hold the last one. 3, 2, hold here. Now just little pulse. Think right between the shoulder blades. Good, another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hands behind the head. Pull the elbows back. Lift up. We're going to do a little cat stretch again. So extension. And then the cat stretch, round back. Push your head up into your hands. Send your shoulder blades apart. Oh, there's our protraction again. Up, elbows pull back. And round. Up. Round. Keep pressing the back of the head up into the hands. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. And now let's come up for that chest expansion I mentioned. So if you want to make this a little more challenging, come away from the shoulder blocks, let your knees drop just off the carriage. Strong center here all the way through, very strong center, pull back, come forward. I'm going to do this just head forward, no turns. That's 4, let's get to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going to hold like we did before. 1 more round. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the straps back. Whew. Right. Coming into the Zen sit. Hand on the bar. Now we're pressing with one arm. So bring the arm out. Find a little bit of a push. Reach. We haven't done any single or side pushing, but it's here now. Take it over into the good old side bend. Side reach. Come out. While we're here, do it again. Over. Reach. Bring the carriage in. All right, do that one more time. Now I'm going to make a little variation on this. We're going to go out. We're going to do our thread the needle one more time. We're going to go through and open without the carriage moving 2 more times. I'm really trying to make this a theme today because as much as I want to strengthen through the shoulder blades and the wrists, I also want to make sure we move our spine a lot. There, coming in. Good. All right. Now just sticking on the same spring, come around, sit cross-legged for me, or straight leg. We're going to do a quick round. We do our other side. Breathe. So we get our pushing another way. Okay, so find a big round circle, like you're hugging, like it says, a big tree, or a fit ball, something big, round, maybe a little bit cuddly. Okay. Banging on again about this protraction, that feeling of reaching the shoulder blades around, all the while in a beautiful clean print. Now, option here, you can be sitting nice and straight with your legs if you like. 3 more. And a quick round of salute. 2 and 1. Okay, come to your salute. You may want to cross. You may even want to lean forward a little bit. That is more comfortable. Salute. So going down to that overhead, where we have been before, but not quite from this angle. Okay, 4 more. Just 1 round. 3, 2, 1 more, and 1. Just come on up. Okay, pop the springs, the ropes down, the loops. And I'm going to turn away from you now so we can do our side reach 1 more time. So find your side again. Find that long diagonal. From that underside push, you might want to be able to have your hand, it's on the bar in your peripheral vision there. Okay, side bend. Back out. Press again. Press. Down. Okay, let's add on the thread variations. Coming out. Reach through. Low. Reach through. Through. And out. 1 more. Through. And out. Oh. Come face your bar. We do a little modified extension here. We're not going to get the box out. I'm just going to come in from this position, a bit like a, kind of as if we were going into a child's pose. I think your spring should still be okay. Press on out. And then coming up, I'm going to go straight elbows, just going to lift the chest. So again, maybe here already in the cat stretch. And you can also play around between this with bent elbows and press up through to straight elbows. So you might find you can get a little bit better than the rest of the extension there. Either way, push up away from that bar. So again, working into our protraction feel, you can exaggerate, push away into the actual protraction, and then slide up, shoulder blades from flat to the back of the ribs and then lift up. And if you need a little bit more range, sheet forward and try again to move a little more. Yeah. And then up, stretch, up, back down, and up, and back down. 1 more, and up. All right, and have a little rest. All right, now, 1 more thing. Please get the dowel. Where did my dowel go? Here it is. Let's come off the machine, just come to standing. Now, you might lose me here a little bit. Sorry about that. Just going to integrate everything here with a little bit of a variation of a roll down. So holding on to that stick, palms are facing you, sticks just the top of the hamstrings. Grip it, so you know we want the grip. Finding your hip distance position. And then just push your arms back, okay? You're trying for those straight wrists, straight elbows. Now, we know our standing roll down. You're gonna think standing roll down here. Nod your chin. Nod your chin. Roll down, keeping the weight over the feet. And as you do this, you're gonna push the stick up to the ceiling. Push the dowel up. All right, restart, keep pushing the dowel up, away from you. And then in. And again, one, push away. Nod the chin, roll down. This is really challenging the shoulder here. You could, of course, just do standard roll downs with the dowel in front of you. Okay, two more. Almost done. Push out, big breath. Just breathing however feels comfortable to take you through. Restack. And down, one more. Out, nod the chin. Send the dowel away and push it up to the ceiling. Restack, and back. Okay, release. Might need to do a few little more fist pumps there. I've lost my hair in that class. Lost my ponytail. All right, we are done, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Hope you feel good. Hope you feel good through your hands and wrists. And I'll be seeing you for a few more classes where we'll extend on some of these ideas. We'll also do some push-ups. They're coming, of course. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you soon.